Hello. No. We're off to a good start. Ollie, it was just mom. Ollie, just mom. I'm just talking to the camera. Ollie, it's just mom. Come lay down. Come lay down. Hey everyone, I'm Meg Tucker, and I am just waiting for people to join in. Oh my goodness, hello Josh McLean. All right, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna cook. Ollie, you're fine. That's my dog, Ollie. So we're just gonna wait a minute or two so that we can get more people on board. But if you could do me a favor and write your comments in the bottom section. Tell me your name and who you are, and if you're going to be cooking or just watching, and then also if you could follow along. Following me will let you know when we do these live videos. So give me a comment, let me know that you're joining, and yeah, we're going to have some fun. Hi, Travis. Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you. We are cooking tonight. I'm going to wait just a few minutes. Say something. Thanks, Trav. I'm going to wait for just a minute or two to see that we've got some more people joining us. We are going to be making a recipe tonight. And Trav, I think you're cooking. Josh, are you going to be cooking with us? If so, you definitely need a drink. Hi, Melissa. So you need a glass of wine or a beer, glass of pop. These are the very key things you need. You need a garbage bowl. You need a drink. And you need to settle in because this is going to be really fun. So Melissa, we're just going to wait another minute or so before a few more people join. And Trav, you are cooking, right? Melissa, are you going to cook or are you just going to watch? Josh, I don't know. I think you're watching. Hi, Sharon. Sharon and the wine. I hope you have your wine too. Okay, well, let's get started. I think we should. But Trav, did you tell me if you're cooking? I think you are. Because this whole thing was inspired by my friend Trav, who said, if you just tell us what to buy and then cook, we'll cook. Okay, good. Sharon's got her wine. So here's what's going to happen. I love to cook. My name is Meg Tucker, Meg Anderson legally, but Meg Tucker. Hi, Allie. And I love to cook, and this is our house. And so we put a couple of options up on Facebook, on my new page, which is Meg Tucker Talks, and we said, what would you like to cook with me? Because you see a lot of cooking shows, and you watch them, and then you go home and you try to recreate it, or you get recipes off of Pinterest or wherever. I thought that it would be fun to cook with each other. So I see that, hi, Allie. Oh my gosh, thank you. This is Allie. P.S. Brand new baby. Look, Al. Are you proud? All right, so we have a whole bunch of you joining in, and I know that some of you guys are watching, drinking wine, cooking along. Oh, and we apparently have Gordon Ramsay joining us too. So let's get started. Okay. The decision was made that we want to cook honey cashew chicken bowls. Honey cashew chicken bowls. Okay. So are we going to go? Are we starting? Did you wash your hands? Very important. Give those hands a wash, which I just did. So I'm good to go. Hi, Janice. All right, we're getting started with our bowls. Just let me point out a couple of things to you, and if you need the camera moved, you can let me know. I have my cutting board. I have a good knife, which is important that you have just a couple of good knives in your kitchen. And I mentioned I have my garbage bowl. This is the best thing you can have in your kitchen because when you're cooking, everything goes in the bowl. Scraps, eggshells, bags. You're not constantly turning around and reaching for a garbage. So have a garbage bowl on hand because it's definitely coming in handy. Allie, yes, I am drinking. I'll show you the wine. So this is funny. I put this in the freezer. And it kind of froze. So now it's slushy. But look, it's really good. Don't worry, I'm only having a glass. Just one. Okay, here we go. So Trav, do you have all of your ingredients? I think Trav, you are cooking along. The only thing that I ask is at the end of this entire recipe, you snap a photo and you send it to me. post it right here, or I want you to send it to me because I want to see that it worked. I want your comments. I want your feedback. Can everyone hear me okay? I think we're good. All right, here we go. We're going to get started. So I have my cutting board, and I have a whole bunch of cutting boards. Wade and I have a ton. But I feel like for the purpose of today, we're going to just use the one board. Now, you know, you obviously have to wash your board between veggies and protein. So we're going to cut the vegetables first and get those cut and off to the side. And then we are going to do the chicken. If you have two boards, perfect, cut it up. This is where we're going to want to cut everything and get it ready first. And I know that a lot of people say that they cut and cook as they go, and that's fine. That's totally good. I just like to have everything ready so that I don't have to think about it. So just take your time, put on some music, put on, you know, a show, have a glass of wine, get all of your prep ready. So before we start the vegetables, I do want to say that I want to get the rice going. So I have an induction burner here in front of me, which you can see in a minute. This is going to allow me to cook right in front of you. But of course, the stove is right here, and that's where I'm just going to get the rice going. So these honey cashew chicken bowls, you can do anything. You can do it on rice. Hi, Alfie. You can do it on rice. You can put it in a wrap. I know if you like lettuce wraps, like totally just use the filling with wraps. You can also, well, not even have it with anything. So I'm doing rice. So I am getting my rice started. It's not anything fancy. It's literally minute rice. So you've got your water, your salt, your butter. So while that burner is heating up, are we good, Trav? Here we go. We're going to start chopping, getting all the vegetables good to go. So I have a red pepper. I have carrots for this recipe. I have an onion. I think I told you all of these things, didn't I? Yes, yes, I did. And then you can use whatever else you want. This isn't fussy. This is just use what you have in the kitchen. Let's have some fun. Let's keep it simple. So, knife, red pepper. Hi, Helen. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to start by cutting. There are so many different ways to cut red pepper. I start with it standing up, and I slice down the side, because then you can kind of avoid and give it a little turn. Honestly, you can avoid most of the seeds this way. So then you're left with this. Move it off to the side, cut the bottom, and then you're left with just this guy, which I just chuck in the bowl. I don't really worry about it. So then I just cut it into small-ish segments, nothing super tiny, and then into my bowl. This is just where I'm going to put all my vegetables. I don't worry about the pieces being too big or too small, so let me just show you for those who might be a little intimidated by cooking. So you have your piece. I cut it in half, and then 1, 2, 3. So you get about 6 pieces per. See this stuff, the white? You can try to cut it out if you want. It doesn't matter. You're going to be fine if you eat a little bit of it. But I just sort of give it a little trim, garbage bowl. And then again, just cutting it into, this one goes into 9 chunks. So you've got your 9 chunks of the red pepper. So yeah, a bowl is essentially, you've got a carb if you want to do carbs, or again, I mentioned you could do lettuce wraps. And then you've got your protein and a whole bunch of fun veg and a good sauce. And then what I like to call accessories. So I really enjoy cashews, but you could use anything you want. Peanuts, you could use, any kind of nut. You could do like a curry bowl and use fruit, like cut up diced fruit on top, which would be good too. Okay, I need to almost try to show you this, but I can't. Oliver is right here. Hi, bud. Because he knows I'm cutting, and he knows that he definitely will get a little piece of something when I cook, which I think is fun to do. So yeah, there's my red pepper. Oh, look at that. Conveniently, one dropped on the floor. Okay, who do we have? Oh my gosh. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Mom. Hi, Carla. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll make sure Ollie gets in the photo in a moment. Okay. I hear my water boiling behind. This is not fancy. This is rice. So I'm literally just pouring the rice into the boiling water. Quick stir, lid, oven off, hot, done. So Trav, I know I rushed through that, but it's rice. Pretty sure you know how to do rice. I hope so. Okay, so if you're just joining us with the honey cashew chicken bowls, we have chopped our red pepper, and now we need to chop a carrot. I like to also go from non-stinky to stinky, and then from stinky to protein, so that, I don't know why, but I chop the carrots, the peppers, any other veg, and then I do the onion last, garlic, and then the chicken, and then I can just ditch the cutting board. So if you're using carrots, let's just give a couple of carrots a peel. You guys, I wish you could see Ollie. I will move him so you could see him in a minute. He is my sous chef. This is Oliver. He is our black lab, and he is 1 year and 3 months. And he literally sits on the floor knowing, oh my gosh, Mom is making food. Okay, so peeling my carrots, not very exciting. Oh, this is fun. Do you guys have one of these scrapers? I totally recommend getting them because you can move stuff off to the side and it's just boom into the garbage bowl. These are Rachel Ray products. These are Rachel Ray tricks. They're nothing fancy, but it just makes everything so much easier. So I am cutting carrots. I already cut red pepper. My rice is going, so it's doing its thing. Okay, here's what I want to tell you. When you're cutting vegetables for a stir fry, cut them on the diagonal, because essentially what you want is you want to get as much surface space as you can. And what that means is more heat will touch the surface area, which will give it caramelization and more flavor. So can you see this guy? Hold on. All right, so I'm just going to cut them on the diagonal. Here we go. So about 1/4 inch thick, but on the diagonal, it's fun to eat. It's fun to have fun food. And it also allows you to get a better surface area to cook and a little caramelization. So I'll just do the second one. So I start with the skinny end at the bottom. You really want to rock the knife, okay? That's, instead of like chopping and being awkward, try to keep your knife centered on the board, and then you're almost just like feeding your carrot through. Tuck your fingers in so you don't chop them off. It's not very scary once you do it and practice for a bit. So everything for the bowl and one to Ollie. I'll show you Ollie in a minute. Okay, so hi Case, hi Stace. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for joining me. We are cooking. This is the first time we're doing this. I realize the light behind us is a little jarring, so bear with me. I hope that you are either having a glass of wine or cooking, or wine and cooking, which is perfect. Okay, so we've cut our peppers, we've cut our carrots. Now we're gonna cut, broccoli. I know this isn't in the recipe, but I just want to show you something very cool. My friend Pete taught me this. How many of you guys go to chop broccoli and you're really frustrated because the second you cut through it, it's everywhere, like a disaster zone on your cutting board? Well, he taught me, he owns a restaurant here in Red Deer called So Pure. He taught me a way to cut broccoli. There you go, bud. That's all over. So that nothing goes on the cutting board, like nothing. Okay, you need to see this. So here's what you do. You cut the stem. Okay, so I'll just do one so you can see it. So I've got the stem like this, and then cut a little bit off the end because that stalk is really good. So we're gonna stir fry the stalk too because it's yummy. So let's say we got it up to about this size. What you're gonna do is how can I do it so you can see it? You place your knife in the end right? Okay, yeah, that's good. So you can cut right down the center, drop your knife, and break it apart. Ta-da! There's literally nothing on the cutting board. Cut at the bottom, peel it apart into the bowl. Cut at the bottom, peel it apart. And guys, it doesn't take that long. So you want to cut those stalks because those are delicious. Don't throw them out. You can put them in soup stocks, but put them in your stir fry because they're amazing. I'll just do one more. Okay, so you've got your stalk. This is how to cut broccoli so it doesn't make a mess. Cut it like this. Cut a little bit of the stalk off the end because you'll cook that. Then with your knife, make a little cut. Here we go. Right down the center. Don't do it like I just did. I'm just doing it so you can see it. Like this, and then you peel it apart. Like this, and you peel it apart. So I want you to see something. Look at my cutting board. There might be one little spot. It's pretty fantastic. Thank you for that one, Pete. All right, so do we have any questions? No questions. I love the stalk of broccoli and crunchy broccoli. Me too, Allie. So does Oliver. Hi, Trev. Hi, Nikita. Thanks, guys. Hi, Diane. You guys are awesome. I'm drinking wine and we're cooking cashew chicken, so I hope you're here to join. If you have any questions, let me know. We're going to keep going. So we have our red pepper, we have our carrots, and we have our broccoli, which you don't need. You can add snap peas, snow peas. Travis, I know you're cooking right now. I need you to stop what you're doing and I need you to type and tell me, are you on track? Calling Travis, are you on track with the cooking? Hey, Nikita. Okay, so we've got the onion. This is the next thing we're gonna do. Fairly straightforward, cutting onions. You know how they say there's so many tricks on how to do it without crying? Just cut it fast. Just get it finished. Honestly, don't put goggles. Don't put them in the freezer. I mean, you can do all of those things, but just get it cut. I am not cheap, so I don't know if you can see this. I literally go right into the first layer, and then it makes taking it off like super easy. And then to cut it, again, I don't know how to do this to show you, but I go 1, 2, 3, turn it, a little slice like this to the side, and then I would just dice it, and it just makes little dices. If you're not sure how to do it, I'll do one more. And then I just turn it. Guys, I'm not fancy. But as we know, you don't have to be fancy to be yummy. Okay, so here's my onion. So turn it like, wait, I have to get it so you can see it. Turn it like this, right? And then we're gonna cut vertical, 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 along with the lines. Then we're gonna turn it halfway, put a little slice in like diagonal, and then cut. It's basically like doing a little crisscross, and then when you actually go to cut it, it comes out as like a dice, which is a little square, little dice. Again, guys, don't worry about the onions being perfect because the more you chop them, the more pungent they get. I don't know if you know that. But so then you've got your onions right into the bowl using my little scraper. Okay? We're in, we're good. Have a cloth on hand. Always have a cloth on hand so you can give your hands a wipe. Now, I still haven't heard from Travis. How's Travis doing? AKA Gordon Ramsay. Hi, Greg Shannon. Thanks for joining. We're having wine and cooking. Let's see. Cashew chicken, wine, and Meg. Love, love. Thank you. Okay. Okay. We have our veggies done. Let's talk garlic. Many different ways. You can use fresh garlic, which is awesome. If you're like me and you're a wimp, you'll want to put gloves on. I'm terrible. Hold on one sec. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use the tube, the squeeze tube, which is fine. Granulated powdered garlic. It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. You're just building the sauce. So there's my garlic. Same with ginger. So you've got your ginger. your fresh ginger, which is fine. You can use bottled, jarred. It doesn't matter. And that's kind of how I cook. I don't worry about it. You know what? When you get fancy pants and you worry, I think that gets a little intimidating, and I don't want you to feel that way at all. So we're keeping it simple. All right, so the veggies are done, and now we're gonna cut the chicken. So we can use the same cutting board because all we've done are veggies. And yeah, okay. All right, chicken breasts, Slimeville. Here we go. So with the chicken breast again, you want to cut it into fairly small pieces. So I have one chicken breast that I'm going to cut lengthwise 3 times into 3 sections. Okay, so I can show you 1, 2, 3. That's done. Turn them on their side, and just little nuggets of raw, delicious poultry. Okay, and again, the key with making chicken or stir fries or really cooking veggies and a protein at the same time, you want to make sure everything is reasonably the same size. You don't have to get out a ruler, but make it reasonably the same size. So chicken into another bowl. So Trav, go grab a bowl. Okay, and now we're gonna go to the other chicken. I didn't say this part was pretty. Okay, so we're gonna cut it into 3. This one's actually a little bit bigger. So just get that kind of cut. This one, okay, well, cut this one on the diagonal a little, which is fine. You guys see what I'm doing? Who's drinking? I'm making tomato and cheese sandwiches. Don't worry, Meg. You'll get here. Just keep at it. Thank you, Greg Shannon. I know. One day I hope to be able to cook just like you. Okay, so cutting the chicken. I wish you could see Oliver. He's literally laying on the floor, licking areas I can't talk about, so that's fun. Okay, getting this done. We're just chopping up the chicken here, little bite-sized nuggets. Now this final piece was a little big, so I'm just gonna go a little smaller here. This is my least favorite part of anything cooking. Ugh, slime ball. Okay, so now I can basically take my cutting board, take my knife, walk it to the sink. Don't put your knife in the sink without telling someone. Hang on. Hi, I'm back. I had to wash my hands because that was kind of yuck. Okay, so how are we doing? We're good? Excellent. Okay, so now guys, I am moving the burner toward you. This is amazing. Have you guys ever heard of an induction burner? I'll show you. So it's awesome. It's just like a little unit all on its own. You do need to get specific pans that work for induction cooktop. My dream, Wade and I said our dream would be to have an induction plate. So you see in really fancy homes, they have their big gas stove, and then directly beside it, they have a hole built right into the counter, an induction plate. And what's really cool about it, it heats up instantly. So if you are cooking right now, I'm going to say go ahead and get your pan heated, okay? You want to put a little bit of oil into the pan. Now I'm using peanut oil. Peanut oil has a high smoke temperature, a high smoke point. So why is that important? Anyone? Hi, Julie. If you are cooking, don't cook with olive oil. Like, don't, I've offended all the Italians. Don't cook at a high point for olive oil because it gets a little smoky. So a high smoke point oil would be peanut. Canola oil works well, but peanut's the best. So we're going to turn this on. Get your burner kind of nice and heated up. I think, Trav, hopefully you are joining along. So we've got, just to see, we've got our chicken. It's already chopped up. We have our veggies. They're ready to go. As the burner is heating up, we need to make our sauce. But before we do that, we're going to add cornstarch to the chicken. So cornstarch is, well, it's derived from corn, and it is a powder. It's really quite magical. And what I want you to do is I want you to add a couple of teaspoons right into your chicken. And you say, but why? And if you don't have cornstarch, you can use a little bit of flour, but this is cornstarch. Super, super awesome, super cheap, it's easy. So why have I gotten you to do that? Well, we're gonna give this a toss because what it does, it helps with the cooking and it helps give it a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a little bit of coating. Nothing fried, it doesn't make it fried like batter, although this is the start of a really good batter. But it just gives it a little bit of a coating so you can actually see. Okay, it looks like Turkish delight, but don't ever eat it because it's raw chicken. But yeah, so I want you to just give your chicken, Trav, I say Trav because I think he's cooking right now, give it a little coating in the cornstarch and set that aside. We're good? Okay. So now once your pan is heated, I want you to get your chicken in and get the chicken cooked right away. So into the pot it goes. Put that off to the side. You're going to hear a sizzle here soon, but where I'm situated, you might not hear a great deal right at the moment. So we're going to get that chicken in. We're going to get that heat going. Turn this. And get that chicken cooking. While the chicken is doing its thing, and it's actually going to need probably about 5 or 6 minutes, you'll be able to tell. It's going to turn white. It's going to turn opaque. You're going to give it some flips. You want to get a little color on it, so you do want to get a little golden. You don't want to dry it out, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. If you're weird about chicken and you need to make sure it's got like really good color and flavor, it's okay if it's a little dry because you are going to be adding sauce. Okay, now it's time to make our sauce. So, oh, can you see Ollie? There he is. Hi, Ollie. Hi, baby. Okay. All right, so while the chicken is doing its thing, we're going to make the sauce. We're going to start with garlic. And remember, I talked to you about the garlic. You can chop it up. I'm cheating just for the sake of today. That's not really cheating. You know, I don't think anything in cooking is cheating. I think you just do what works for you. Okay, so we're going to use a teaspoon of garlic. Hold on one sec. But use what works for you. If you love garlic, add more garlic. If you are allergic to garlic, just use other spices. It's fine. So we've got our garlic in the bowl. And now we're going to add to that some ginger. Okay, so again, I've got my ginger. I'm using powder for today. You don't have to use powder. You can grate actual ginger, which totally works. I want you to add your brown sugar. So your ginger, you're going to be using a teaspoon. So a teaspoon of garlic, teaspoon of ginger, and brown sugar, I have about a tablespoon, but again, I struggle with measuring. Those who know me know that. So just chunk in some brown sugar, and then your honey, okay? So garlic, ginger, brown sugar, honey. It's just going to be such a yummy sauce. And then we need acid. So we've got all of our, semi-dry ingredients. We need to find an acid component that's going to lighten it up. So this is where you're going to use a vinegar. Now I'm using rice wine vinegar. You can use cider vinegar. You can use white vinegar. Totally fine. Totally fine. And then I'm also going to use soy sauce. So how much, you ask? I wish I could tell you. No. You can use a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. You realize I don't really measure, but for sure measure. Trav, if you're making this, I want you to measure everything out so you're comfortable. So I've got my ginger. It smells so good. I have my ginger, I have my garlic, I have my brown sugar, my honey. This actually would make a really good salad dressing. You could add oil to it, and there you basically have an Asian dressing. So you've got, now I will be honest with you, there is an ingredient that I didn't mention in the recipe that I am going to add, so don't be mad because I'm adding it. It is sesame oil. Sesame oil is the best. Buy a bottle of it, $2-3. Oh, it's so good. Now, traditional and just a little sesame oil. You saw how much I poured, not very much. A little goes a long, long, long way. Now, the thing with sesame oil, it's more of an oil that you would use to finish. And by finish, I mean not cook with. So we're cooking our chicken right now. Nothing fancy about it. It does not look very good because it's just chicken coated in a little cornstarch, but it's going to get yummy once we add all the other good stuff. Hi, Ryan. Yes, Allie, I do have a copper pan. Are you dying? This pan's actually really good. And I got this because this specific pan works on this little induction cooktop, but it's fantastic. And it was not like a crazy copper, really expensive pan. So yeah, I'm using peanut oil to fry the chicken. I did 2 chicken breasts. You can do 4 or 6. You can make a ton of this. We were also talking about when you make this, let's say you didn't want to do rice, because I've got rice on the stove right now. You can do lettuce wraps, and if you're going to do lettuce wraps, I would almost use ground chicken. Oh, so good. So if you use the ground chicken, then you can get it into like mince, or just use this, but make sure you're doing a really fine dice. You'll see that these are pretty decent chunks here, but we're making bowls. So we're just going to let that do its thing. We've got our sauce put together. If you look at the sauce, you can see the color. It's like caramel color. This is the fun part. How do you show something so you can actually see it? So it's sort of caramel. If you feel like you want to add a little more soy, get it a little darker, maybe it's a little salty, or it needs a little more seasoning, totally fine. If you have pepper, salt and pepper, you do not need salt. Keep in mind, you have salted that with the soy sauce. I do salt and pepper things as I go. Not so much the salt, but pepper, yes. All right. I just breathed in some pepper. Okay, so we've got our chicken. It's doing its thing. Almost ready. Do you have any questions? How much chicken do you use? Oh, you don't need to worry about, it's just however many people are eating. Honestly, I don't know if you're like me, but when you cook bowls, do you find that sometimes, or stir fry, you have like enough to feed 700 people? So don't worry about it. Just eyeball it. I say like a chicken breast per person, but even that's a lot when you're putting all the goodies together. Okay. So we haven't heard from Travis, and Travis was cooking along with us. Do you think he's doing okay? I almost feel like we should call him. All right, so this chicken's almost finished. You're going to want to grab a bowl or something to throw it into, just so that it can kind of hang out. while you get your veggies cooked, and then your sauce goes in at the end. But don't be in a rush. Have some fun. Get it all nice and cooked. We've got our garlic in the sauce, okay? So you could add extra garlic, and I know for those of you who love garlic, do it up. Add extra garlic if you want to your veggies. I'm not, but again, you could. Again, just to mention that we did the peanut oil. If you find your chicken's looking a tiny bit dry, that's totally fine. Just add a little more oil. Give it a little more juice. Now we're cooking. Can you guys hear me okay? Because this is quite loud where I am. Let me know. We're almost ready to pull the chicken out and get our veggies going, but you want to keep that high, medium to high. I have it on 8, so medium high. The only time that you are going to lower your heat is if you're cooking your garlic by itself. Things like garlic and things like onion by itself, you don't want to burn. The minute you burn something like that, it kind of goes rancid and not great. If you've got your onions in your veggie bowl like we do, you're fine. You're totally fine because the temperature of the other vegetables, they will cool off your onion and your garlic, so you probably won't burn anything. Is anyone having wine? Is anyone drinking? I'm seeing how many of you are here. That's so fun. We're cooking chicken. We are getting the chicken almost finished before we go in with the veg. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you is when you are cooking your vegetables, if you were just joined us and you didn't see us at the beginning, you want to cook your veggie. You want to cut your vegetables on the diagonal. You want to see your carrots be kind of like this on the diagonal so that you get as much surface space as you can. And don't throw away those stalks for the broccoli. You want to use the stalks because they're awesome. All right, my chicken here is pretty well cooked. I'm such a chicken with chicken. I definitely would rather see it be a little like cooked. Do you have any more comments coming up here? All right. Question. Oh, this is a good one. Does it matter what kind of rice you use? No, it doesn't matter. We have minute rice in the house, but I mean, you could use jasmine, basmati. You could use brown rice, long grain rice, couscous, any grain. Honestly, anything you want would work for sure. And lettuce wraps work too, so just have fun. Okay, I think my chicken is pretty well cooked. If you're not sure, don't take all of it out. Just grab the biggest piece you can find and then go on your cutting board and give it a cut. Yep, pretty well cooked. I would rather have it a little on the more than the less. Are you guys having fun? Goodness, how many of you are watching? It's quite warm. That's the fun part about cooking, though. Be comfortable, you know? Okay, I see a lot of comments, but I'm also, let's see here. Ooh, way more. How do I get them to, okay. Hi, Shalini. No. I'm just, Oliver, I was just talking to the computer. I was talking to my friends online. Okay, Brian, looks good, making me hungry. Hi, Miles. Total dog cameo. Mary. Brooklyn. Hey, Brooklyn. Shh, Oliver Anderson. Who's making it? Hi, Meg. Hi, Mare. Hi, Steph. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, thanks, guys. I need to see how to get these comments scrolling though. Okay, the chicken is ready. Thank you for joining us. We are making honey cashew chicken bowls. So here we go. Oh my God, did Wade Anderson just join? That's my husband. I don't know if you guys know, but he's my hubby. Hi, Julie. I'm having some Cabernet. Oh, Diane, fantastic. Love you. On my way home for some. That would be Wade. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Okay, here we go. Chicken. We weren't sure about this induction burner, and we thought, I don't know if it's actually going to like be awesome. It's awesome. Okay, so guys, honestly, you can cook in whatever order you want. If you want to cook your veggies first, go for it. I just cook my meat first so that it's done and out of the way. Now I'm going in with all my veg, okay? My peppers, my onions, my carrots. This is, oh, it smells really good in here. I'm keeping that heat pretty high. I have it on an 8, so you want like a medium-high heat because again, you are stir frying, okay? Oh my gosh, I love it. Karen Mann, hi. Hi, Evan. Evan is joining us from the bathtub. Hi, bud. Hi, Julie. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. This is so fun. We're making honey cashew chicken bowls. And right now, we've got our chicken cooked. We now have veggies flying all over the kitchen. We have our carrots and our red pepper and our onion. And I know that that's really the only veggies that I told you guys to put in for the recipe. So I'm interested to know what you guys will use. I just saw that I had asparagus in the kitchen, in the fridge too. Asparagus would be delicious. There aren't rules. That's the thing. No rules. So we want to get that cooking at a pretty good high heat. And remember, we cut everything on the diagonal. I'm trying to find you a piece that's not going to burn my hands. So everything's like, oh, that's hot, on the diagonal. And that's going to allow it to have more of a surface area that cooked, which is going to get you more flavor. I have no idea where my dog is. There he is. No, it's me, bud. He doesn't know what I'm doing, talking to you guys. All he needs to be in an episode. Okay, so you might be wondering why haven't I added the sauce yet? I just want to give those veggies a chance to do their thing. Okay, so this is when you can kind of hang out for a second. You can pour another glass. You can give your dog a hug. Can you see him? You only see eyes from here. I'll move the computer in a minute so you can see him. I don't always drink while I cook, but it's sort of fun. You know what? It's actually quite nice. I don't know how to get these scrolling. Hi, Stace. All right, here we go. The veggies are cooking. That chicken is completely cooked. Yep, perfect, but still juicy. My veggies are cooking. My wine is poured. You're home from work. Hope you guys had a good day at work. We have Maritimes joining us. Maritimes, currently it is 9:14 in the Maritimes. You've probably already eaten. I want to do these every week. So I think what would be fun is we can suggest a couple of recipes on a Monday, and then we vote, and then on Tuesday we do our shop, and then on Wednesday we cook. Let's see here. Oh, yes, Stacy, we do have to cook when I come home from New Brunswick. All right. So guys, I've got my veggies in. Can everyone hear okay? I think you can. All right, I'm going in with my sauce. Now, here's what I want you to know. You want to make sure that your veggies are at a point where they have a pretty good cook on them already. You don't want soggy veg. Nobody likes the soggy veg. But you also don't want them still so raw because adding the sauce is going to cool it down, okay? So you want to just sort of add it a little bit at a time. Remember, we've got the honey. So that honey is really going to caramelize things. I wish you could smell this. And you don't need a ton of it. You start with a little. You still want to bring that back up to temperature. And you still want to cook it. Here's the thing. You don't want so much sauce in. So for those who are cooking right now with me, don't put so much sauce in your pan that you will start to boil your vegetables. You don't want boiled vegetables. You still want to be stir frying, but you do want to coat it so it's nice and caramelized. There is one more little trick that I want to tell you about, and I need you to grab just a little bowl. A little glass bowl will do. And I want you to get a little more cornstarch. So you're just going to take about 1 teaspoon, okay? Then you're going to add 1 to 1. Cornstarch is always 1 to 1. So add about a teaspoon of water. Cold water is best. And you're going to stir that up. This is going to make what's called a slurry. You can use flour, but cornstarch, I don't know what it is. It's just the way they've broken down the corn. It just works better. So as you can see, it's just like, just a sludgy, well, that was appetizing. It's a sludgy liquid. No, you know what I mean. And what you're going to do is at the very end, we're going to pour that in, and then that's going to thicken everything up right at the very end. Okay? So you might have wondered that we didn't taste anything yet. That's so bad. We need to go in and taste it because you need to see, is the seasoning good? So good. So good. Can you heat the sauce in the microwave before adding the veg to prevent a cool down? Alfie, that's a great question. Yeah, you totally could. You absolutely could. And I'll tell you something. We're using this induction burner, which we got with Christmas money. And I'm not joking. It was like $70 on Amazon, like super cheap. So I don't know what it is about the induction. It's just the way that the magnetic works with this pan. It's instant heat. So the second that I poured the sauce in, it came right back up to temperature. But for sure, you could heat this sauce up. The only thing that I would be careful is you don't heat it for too long because you've got the brown sugar and you've got the honey and you don't want it to burn. But yeah, if you want to heat it up so that when you put it into your cold vegetables, you're good, totally fine. Okay, so my veggies are good. Time to go in the chicken. Time to put the chicken back in. Okay? Chicken is in. You guys, this is so colorful. And the chicken that was once sad looking because it was, you know, sad. It's not sad anymore, guys. It's totally hanging out with friends. We went to a giant veggie party. Okay. And then the best part. Where are they? Here they are. Who likes cashews? Oh my God. Like, come on. Oliver, I wish I could give you one, but I can't. So the cashews are in. Can you guys see how delicious this looks? There's your cashew, your sauce, your honey. We're going to add a little more sauce. And again, if you're thinking, but does the recipe call for all of it? Guys, it's whatever you want. It's how saucy you like things. If you like stuff dripping in sauce, go for it. I don't like it so saucy. And then we're gonna grab our cornstarch that you put, remember it's just 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of water. Drop that in. Meg, can I use dry cornstarch? No, because if you use just the dry cornstarch, guys, it is really going to clump and be gross and messy. Oh, there's Ollie. So yeah, don't. You want to break it down with the water. That water just really helps coat it. Okay, we're done. Okay, so now what? I have a little itch. The burner's off. You take a sip of wine. I don't know for those of you who were cooking how you guys are doing. But now I'm going to grab the rice. Nothing fancy about the rice. This was rice that I cooked right when we started. So you could have that cooked ahead of time. You could use couscous. You could use absolutely anything that you wanted. Lettuce wraps, again, work perfectly well too. So I've got my rice. I'm going to remove all my bowls. I'm going to actually move this burner. The great thing about this burner, you can touch it, you can pick it up. And the second, guys, the second that you take the pan off the induction, no more heat. You could touch it. You could put your hand on the burner. That's how great it is. Okay, so we've finished. We're going to put our rice in the bowl so you can see it. Again, you could be as creative as you wanted with this. You could be fancy. Sometimes I use a measuring scoop to get the rice out on the plate. And then when you do it, it makes like a perfect dome. And then you lift the lid off and it's fancy. Okay, so we've got our rice. And now we're going in with the stir fry. Hang on. Okay. We have our stir fry here. This is the honeys, the honey, the cashews, the broccoli, the red pepper. This looks so good. Presentation is everything. So you want to clean your bowl. Want to make it look really pretty. You could add a little extra sauce to the top because again, none of this is, it doesn't need to be cooked. And I know Gav, our son Gav, loves saucy sauce. So you could add the extra sauce if you want. Hey, Zap. Travis, I need a meatloaf episode. Okay, but wait, Travis, we're cooking stir fry. Did you cook it? I need to know if you did okay. And then a fun thing to have as well. Should I cover the label? You want to have roasted sesame seeds because it's just fun. So you shake a couple roasted sesame seeds on top. Like, are you kidding me right now? And then boom, look at your bowl. Look! Ta-da! Okay, let's try it. And then you need a bite with everything. And I realize this isn't very TV, but that's okay. So I'm going to have a carrot and a cashew and a chicken. You guys, this is so good. Can I say that? Oh, okay. So you've got your veggies and they still have crunch. And you've got your sauce, which is soy and honey and a little garlic. Oh, I wanted to tell you, if you like heat, add some red chili flakes. You could add sriracha. Kick it up a notch. But then you've got your rice and you've got your nuts and your accessories. It's so good, guys. Here it is again. So we just made a honey cashew chicken bowl. Yes, did it take us under an hour? You know what, which is fine. And we did all the prep together and we talked and we drank. So realistically, you could bang this out in like a half an hour, no problem. But it's delicious. The recipe is posted on Facebook. And I hope you had fun. I don't know how to comment on live Facebook. Coconut boozy French toast for next week. Karen, that's a really good idea. Travis wants meatloaf. That's what I would like for you guys to do. I'm a little sweaty, but that's what happens when you cook. I want you guys to send me your ideas. I want you to send me what you want to cook. I want you to make this because it's super easy. And again, I'm not showing you anything that's rocket science, but it's just so yummy. And it's yummy for the whole family. And then, yeah, send me your photos and let me know how you did. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I had so much fun. And I hope to see you next week. We're going to post 2 recipe options. It looks like we're doing a showdown with coconut boozy French toast against meatloaf because there's a combo on Monday. And then you vote. And then on Tuesday, we will give you a shopping list. And on Wednesday, we cook. So, and I don't have a catchphrase to say at the end. Cheers. Love you guys. You know what? It doesn't. Oh, I'm going to try not to get emotional. It doesn't matter what you cook, and it doesn't matter how fancy you cook. Just cook with love. That is all that matters. Love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.